Good afternoon. Thank you so much for tuning in once again to WMLM. Today is June 20th. I am Megan McGlover coming to you again with another Megan's opinion. And so this is my opinion on today, June 20th. How interesting the date, Juneteenth, the Paula Deen statement. As I'm sure we are all aware, in this country in particular, Paula Deen, the famous cook or chef or whatever of Southern cuisine, has admitted to using the infamous N-word and basically has put out a statement with the excuse of why, or the reason, it's not an excuse, the reason why she used the word or uses the word. And of course she says she was born over 60 years ago and things were still segregated then and the word was used and so forth and so on. That was her reply in her statement. I will say off the bat right now that there will be a lot of you who do not agree with what I'm about to say. I'm going to tell you right now that it's probably going to be a lot of people who are not going to watch any more of my videos or whatever, and that's more than fine with me. Thank be to God, this is America and I can say what I want. This is my channel and I can do what I want on my channel. I will say to you this. First of all, I don't think that we're very clear on the facts, okay? First of all, racism is still alive and very well in this country. And for those of you who do not believe that it is, I guess you look at things through a rose-colored glass, or you just refuse to accept what is going on. But we must remember that it hasn't even been one full generation that has passed since blacks could not go into the same bathrooms, since blacks could not buy those Louis Vuittons and those Coach bags and all this other stuff because you were not allowed to go into the malls that housed the stores that sold those particular products. So I think that it is unfair to think that things have changed in a twinkling eye as if Jesus has come again. That is not the case. The case is very simply that racism is still alive and well and it lives in the hearts of many people still to this day, and is even overflowing into younger generations that are coming about. Okay, so that's number one, because that's just a fact. Okay, it does not mean that, you know, we should just walk around with that, you know, on our shoulders, a chip on our shoulders, etc. But it is the truth, because enough time has not passed and there has not been enough mandated obligation to stop being a racist in this country, okay? Because you have freedom of speech, you have freedom of choice, so forth and so on. But these are the facts, okay? Number two, and I think this is where people are going to get real upset with me, and that's all right. If you want to turn it off now, I suggest you do so. Number two, words do have power. And I watched The View this morning, and as some of you know, I love Whoopi Goldberg very much. However, she said that the young people nowadays don't give it any power. The word doesn't have any power. That's why they use it. And I agree with her with that. However, I think that it is extremely important that we remember that words do have power. If you want to get real deep into metaphysical understandings of things, and you even want to look biblically into things, if you believe that God created this world, he created it by using his voice, by using his words. John 1 says, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was God, and the Word was with God. And so we have to remember that all these affirmations and all this chanting and all this stuff that we do using our sound and using our words have power. So if you want somebody to have power over you, okay, then you go ahead and allow them to continue to use words, okay, that give them that power over you and take the power away from yourself. What do I mean by that? If the community is going to be upset about people using the N-word, then stop supporting music and movies and everything else that promotes the use of that word. I know Jay-Z said, well, he uses the word because the word doesn't have any power over him. Okay, but the word does have power. You don't call yourself a slave, do you? Do you walk around saying, hey, what's up, slave? Hey, what's going on, slave? And we're going to get up on the watermelon, eat some watermelon today and chuck a jive on the tables? No, we don't talk to each other like that. So if we don't talk to each other like that, then certainly we should not continue to condone what we don't want someone else to use against us. Do you understand what I'm trying to tell you? So you're mad because somebody used the N-word, but you use it all the time. These are the same people who went completely ballistic over a Cheerios commercial because it was an interracial couple. These are the same people that went completely outrageous against a little boy who sang the national anthem at a basketball game in San Antonio, Texas. And I got news for a lot of people all over the world. There are a lot of Latinos in this country. So you better get used to them singing a whole bunch of stuff, because they're a huge demographic. This is what it is. So why would you think that people are still not using that word? And of course, she's going to use it because that's the way she was raised, and that's the way she's raising her children and her grandchildren. So don't be surprised if later on, 20 years from now, you hear her grandchildren using the same word. Even though it is the black community who has supported her and is dying from the same thing she's dying from the food that she teaches them how to make. Actually, it was the black people that taught her to make the food in the first place that has made her rich. But we're not going to go into all that. So, I have nothing against Paula Deen. I've never read any of her cookbooks or watched any of her shows because I personally do not eat that food and I don't cook that way. However, I thought she was a very nice lady. She uses the N-word. I'm not surprised about it. You shouldn't be surprised about it. But I will tell you this. You do not hear Jews walking around and making music using anti-Semitic and all these crazy words. The last person that said something against the Jews was Mel Gibson, and I ain't seen him do a movie since. Okay, you don't see Asians and Hispanics, Latinos walking around calling themselves derogatory words because they want to uplift themselves and become a unit and be a rising community, not something where people can say, oh, well, they use it against themselves, so we might as well use it against them as well. I mean, the fault really starts at home. So I'm pretty sure some of y'all are upset about that, but y'all gonna get over it. I love you long and I love you strong. Don't be stupid. And I'm out.